Good day, human Latiosites. This is LatiosAzurill. Quite a while back, I listed my top 5 favorite Pokemon ROM hacks for the Game Boy Advance. And while I have had more chances to find more great ones, that's not my focus today. In fact, today we're going to take a step beyond the Game Boy itself for the first dual-screen handheld console. While most ROM hacks are on the Game Boy, some great ROM hackers have gone the extra mile and made these games, so the least I can do is list the best ones off for you. Please note that there may be a few slight spoilers given, though I'll try to avoid them, for the most part. So here are my top 5 favorite Pokemon ROM hacks for the Nintendo DS. Starting off our list at number 5 is Pokemon Light Platinum. As of now, the game is still in production, so it's not nearly a complete game yet, but it is pretty much the Light Platinum we know and love from the Game Boy Advance, just moved to the DS. Take a journey once more in the Zeri and Lauren regions, with improved graphics, some custom music, and some new surprises. For instance, since this is built on Pokemon Heart Gold, the top Pokemon in your party follows you out of battle. Also, early on, if I may add, you get the spiky-eared Pichu. Even though this isn't the full game yet, I see a lot of great potential, giving this game, in my eyes, the number 5 spot. In the number 4 spot, we have Pokemon Hoenn White. This game is pretty much Pokemon White version, only instead of including exclusively Unova Pokemon, it uses Hoenn Pokemon. To me, it's a very odd gimmick, but I can at least respect it. Since Hoenn is my favorite region, it does sort of click with me, but it may not necessarily do so for everyone. It also includes remixes of music from Hoenn in place of many themes from Unova, which is always cool, as well as redesigns of characters, such as the rivals, to reflect the rivals in Hoenn. Ultimately, it's a harmless alternative to playing a game in the Hoenn region if a Hoenn game is what you're looking for, or at least one on the Nintendo DS. In the number 3 spot, we have Pokemon Blaze Black and Pokemon Volt White, created by Drayano60. I'm gonna be honest. When I think of superior DS ROM hacks and true challenges, I think of Drayano's games. I have done blind extreme locks in each of them on this channel a while back, but I digress. Enter Unova, but on a much more challenging adventure. Here you have the ability to complete your national Pokédex, given the time and effort you're willing to put into it, that is, and truly epic battles starting from the beginning. You're no longer limited to just Unova native Pokemon. If you're looking for a game where you can catch all Pokemon from the first 5 generations, or just a true challenge, by all means, play Pokemon Blaze Black and Pokemon Volt White. For the number 2 spot, we once again return to the Unova region in a way that only Drayano60 could create, in Pokemon Blaze Black 2 and Pokemon Volt White 2. While the wild Pokemon options opening up is a bit underwhelming considering Black 2 and White 2 were not originally limited to Unova native Pokemon to begin with, rather than Black and White, it is still notable that you can once again fill up the National Pokédex. However, in these games, you can take it up a notch. First of all, Black and White Kyurem are out there. Second of all, with Challenge Mode, accessible from the very beginning, you can now have a challenge unlike any you've had before. The following is technically a spoiler, I suppose, but when battling N in Challenge Mode, he has a level 105 Reshiram or Zekrom. There also might be a certain stationary shiny Pokemon somewhere for you to go find. Nevertheless, there are so many things to do, so many Pokemon to catch, and so many challenges to overcome that I highly recommend checking out Pokemon Blaze Black 2 and Pokemon Volt White 2. And the #1 best Pokemon Nintendo DS ROM hack is Pokemon Sacred Gold and Pokemon Storm Silver. Once again, created by Drayano60. Yeah, I know, the top 3 were all created by the same person, but that does not discount the individual greatness of each one. Journey once more into the regions of Johto and Kanto. As these are made on Pokemon Heart Gold and Pokemon Soul Silver, the top Pokemon in your party will follow you, which is always a plus. This time, however, due to large-scale migration, you can catch every single Pokemon from the first 4 generations to complete the National Pokédex. In fact, you actually have to do that in order to unlock the game's final event. The game is also very challenging, and contains a bunch of new story elements. In Kanto, there is a story progression, so it's no longer as simple as battle all of the gym leaders in any chosen order. There just may also, once again, be a stationary shiny Pokemon or 2 somewhere for you to go find and catch. Early on, you get access to a starter from each of the first 4 generations to use on your journey, though later on you can obtain the ones you didn't choose. You also get the chance to battle the Elite Four members in whichever order you prefer, like in Black and White. With the epic challenges presented, the ability to catch them all, the Johto and Kanto regions themselves, Pokemon following you, and the added story elements, it is no surprise that my favorite Pokemon ROM hacks on the Nintendo DS are Pokemon Sacred Gold and Pokemon Storm Silver. So, thank you for joining me while I counted down these great modded games on the Nintendo DS. If there are any others that you feel should be mentioned, please feel free to list them in the comments below, as well as what your favorite Pokemon Nintendo DS ROM hack is. So, thank you for watching. As always, like, comment, and subscribe. Goodbye.